Hi everyone, it's finally time for issue number 51, huh? It's on a different schedule than usual, but this issue came out while I was on vacation, so I didn't really have the means or the time to read it or anything. So yeah, here we go. This cover that we see here is my favorite of the bunch. I love the shading style on it, and the way it's set up makes it look like a movie poster. Then I love the third cover too, it's very dynamic. The second one though features Knuckles, while the other ones have our cast of Belle and Kit and Metal besides Sonic and Tails and Eggman. But honestly I think it's just for the sake of appearances and having Team Sonic with Eggman on a cover, and not because of any plot relevance. I don't think they'd suddenly put Knuckles in so late into the story, even if it would be nice to see him again and have him to have him off the island. And yes, despite getting to read this issue more than a week after it's been released, I haven't been spoiled on anything except for, the big discourse, but we'll get to that later. We open up with a big one-page panel of the gang running from the whole army of badniks. Sonic's hauling Belle along, and Tails is hauling the still unconscious and maybe even shut down Kit. We also get the name of the city base, which I don't think we got before. It's entirely possible I've forgotten too, but the name is Eggperial City, of course. Of course. There it is. It came sooner than I expected. And I can't not talk about this, can I? I feel like if I skipped over it, it would be super obvious, and I'd have people asking me, why did you not talk about Big Oof, which is a whole sentence of its own. I do want to say before I get started though that there was a bit before this where Sonic tossed Belle into the air to get rid of some badniks with his tornado attack before catching her, and I really like that. But, okay. I know this already got talked about on the Bumblecast, but I've actually been listening to that whole podcast for the first time this summer, and I'm not caught up yet. So I have no idea what gets talked about in regard to this. And just to confirm my doubts from my review of issue 50, Starline is dead. Full on dead. No plans to bring him back right now, but if there is demand, they've left just enough wiggle room to bring him back if people really want him back. Which I'm still torn on. I feel like his story is done, and presently as a fan, I don't have any ideas in mind as to what they could do with him in the future that could keep him interesting. I do very much think it was interesting to have him break off from Eggman, but he thought himself better than Eggman and got wrecked for it. So I'm not sure where to go from there if they brought him back. And on the same track, tangentially related, Motobud isn't coming back either, I think. Ian Flynn referred to Motobud as being put down, so yeah, I don't think he's coming back, which is sad. I liked Belle having a friend Motobug that was made by her dad, but I don't know, I'd like Motobud back, it was cute. But enough dilly-dallying. The Big Oof. It's blown up, there's been discourse. In the time that it's taken me to get to this issue, even Roger Craig Smith has been asked to voice act a bit as Sonic and say Big Oof as Sonic, and he has. So yeah, I have some mixed feelings on this too. People have been saying him reacting this way to someone's death is bad and no good, and Sonic is a jerk. And it's Guys, literally like a couple weeks before this issue, the fandom was complaining that Sonic is too nice and lets people go, and that he should be either killing or imprisoning people like Starline. And now they're complaining that he's a jerk and doesn't care and that this is cruel of him to say. When it's like, it's not just anyone's death, it's Starline. He kidnapped Mr. Tinker, helped bring him back to being Eggman, which also led to the Zombot virus. He briefly kidnapped Tails, tried to kill a bunch of people, kidnapped Belle, and then traumatized and brainwashed 2 kids, be they artificial or actual kids he kidnapped, and then he sicked them on Sonic and Tails. Him reacting to Starline's death in such an uncaring manner is expected. But on the other hand, he's not just randomly finding out about Starline's death or witnessing it himself or anything like that. Belle is telling him this, and she's clearly upset by having witnessed it. So I think he should have at least had some caring words towards her to comfort her a little. At least that's my take on the big oofage. So we can all just move along now and not speak of it again, maybe. But yeah, Starline's death being reacted to like this, yeah. Belle, who's upset by this, you know, her body language and everything shows it, not getting any comfort and only a big oof, no. So yeah, moving along, please. Sonic may think Surge is dead as well, but we know better given she survived being crushed before. But just in case anybody had any doubt, we have a page to confirm she is indeed alive. Unlike Kit, she doesn't really bring up finding her partner in crime on her list of priorities right now. She wants to search for more power, which I assume leads to her seeking out the Wisp, since we've seen the covers of the future story of her going after Whisper. I also like how she calls her whole ordeal a near losing experience. Not losing. Despite getting her butt kicked and then falling down here under debris, she won't admit to losing. It was a new loss. She even got a last hit in, so you know, even if it was a little static shock. But she also calls Sonic a scumbag. It's not an insult I've personally heard, so it's like, are they not allowed to use the word scumbag? I don't know. Belle has some knowledge on the city thanks to briefly connecting to Metal's database, and she knows the location of a hangar. Sonic has to fight off badniks so they don't get followed by too many of them. And somebody needs to both get a shuttle up in the air and carry Kid there too. And while Belle could do both of those things, she's not a fighter, so she'd still need someone with her to fight off any badniks she runs into. So even though Tails would want to stay and help Sonic, he has to go with Belle. Also, once they discuss their plan, Sonic goes, "So let's do it," in like big letters, and my dumb little Archie Sonic nostalgic heart really expected him to go, "So let's do it to it." Metal wants to go after Sonic, but Eggman tells him to go after Belle and Tails instead and leave Sonic to the Badnik horde. When Metal is stopped, he has a panel that makes him look displeased with this. So that's curious if I'm reading him correctly. Eggman also doesn't want Belle destroyed since he might find her useful. And I wonder if he has plans to like try and manipulate her, or maybe outright try and program her since she's a robot. Sonic was on top of this big tower trying to taunt Eggman into going after him, and he does kind of succeed, even if the big threat that is Metal is en route to his friends, but he doesn't know that. Eggman destroys that big tower just to get to Sonic, which is very Eggman. He's willing to destroy his own toys if only it means that there's a chance to get Sonic out of his way once and for all. After a few pages of awesome action scenes by Adam Bryce Thomas, we see Tails and Belle get to the hangar after Tails defeats some robots. Tails looks so excited to be getting to this aircraft and getting to pilot it. It's adorable. We also see Metal show up. It's just this part of his arm in an already shadowy area, but it works so well. It's very creepy. The scene switches to Sonic fighting the Badnik Horde again, and there's more action. He says how he hasn't fought some of these types of Badniks in forever. But listen, full disclosure, I've been watching some Sonic Heroes playthroughs recently, and seeing these turtles is just too soon for me. I'm like, you gotta flip him over, and then you gotta hit him, and then you gotta not fly off the stage while doing, the spinning and the hitting, and Just as Sonic is getting into a bit of a pinch, Tails and Bell fly in with the hovercraft they stole from Eggman. They have no way to verbally communicate, but Sonic knows what Tails is planning and heads to run up one of the towers Tails is flying towards in order to get to the aircraft. However, Metal is doing the exact same thing, because Sonic knows what Tails is planning, so Metal knows what he's gonna do too. Strange, isn't it? It's a couple pages of Metal Sonic and Sonic doing the same thing, but with Metal's side of things being more jagged and honestly terrifying. Not only is he flying up the side of that tower in these panels, he's clawing up it too. Like, geez man, can you calm down? That's horrifying looking. Sonic gets up to the aircraft and taunts Eggman some more about if he's just given up since there's no Badniks that are coming after them. And Eggman is like, I didn't want to rob Metal Sonic of his moment. And then Metal freaking blasts through the ship, causing it to crash back down into the city. They all survive, of course, but Sonic doesn't get out of this unscathed. Worst of all, it's his leg that's hurt, so no more running and likely not much fighting for him either. They're not even halfway through getting out of the city, and Badniks will be on them again with Metal Sonic still around. And on top of it all, Kid is waking back up, so this all isn't over yet. I'm curious as to what the plan even is. It's not like if they get out of the city, the Badniks will suddenly be trapped or become inactive or anything. So even if they get out of the city, at least on foot, how are they gonna get away? Especially now with Sonic's leg being hurt. And now that Kit is waking back up, if he recharges his pack, is he gonna help them? Surge isn't around, so maybe a temporary truce would be in order so he can get out of the city too and maybe look for Surge. I have no idea how things will end up, so I'm excited for this next issue because yeah, they're trapped in the city and it's like, how are they even gonna get away even out of the city? Kit was pretty close to calling a truce with Tails, but he doesn't like Sonic. So is he gonna work with them, or was his whole ordeal because Surge was fighting Sonic, so that's why he was trying to get everybody away from him? So maybe without Surge here to fight Sonic, he's gonna help them out. I don't know. I'm really curious as to where this would go, but yeah, we're back on track. I might keep the schedule for the comic reviews because it's kind of easier on me. I have more time to edit and stuff. But yeah, that'll be this issue, and until next time, see ya when I see ya. Bye bye.